Hello, welcome in. Get out the cold. Remember, shoes off at the front door. Get some snacks and come take a seat. And join us here in the Music Shack with both
Ray
and Jack. So after last week, we're actually completely blown away by like the support and just everything. Like, it's been so crazy. All the people that's joined the Discord, please do that. It's to like one of my sides on the middle column, as well as like all the support on YouTube and Spotify. And we have all the platforms now available, like Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Amazon Podcasts, Amazon as well. So thank you so much for streaming, for listening to it. It means so much. So I'm just going to quickly round off one of the comments that we got from last week's episode, which was by Lisa. It was my faves. I'm so excited. We're excited too, Lisa. So thank you for watching, and we appreciate you so much. So yeah, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch it, and for everybody else that's subscribed to the YouTube channel or has listened to the podcast. We actually have which I never thought would be like such a weird statistic, which just didn't think. We're looking through Spotify stats the other day, and our second top listener is actually the Philippines, which is so awesome.
I just think like it's so crazy, and it's great that we have people listening. I never really thought people would actually listen, but if you guys leave comments on the YouTube video, we will read them out on the podcast. I don't know, last week was kind of crazy. It was fun recording, but I wasn't really expecting like so many listens, so I'm thankful that like people actually care and watch our podcast.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, it's so fun to just, I think like the whole point of this was just to like get like a conversation going and stuff, and to see that there's actually people that are willing to like to do that and to join in is so awesome. Like, I know you said you got a couple messages off people saying that they enjoyed it, and then I got a couple sweet ones as well as joining the Discord. There's been so many people that have joined, and it's just so fun. Hopefully there'll be exclusive stuff in there soon. We're a bit busy this month, so we're just trying to figure out what we can fit in and when, but there is a bunch of stuff coming, so there will be exclusive content in there.
So I am going to the Eras tour on June 10th, so you should join the Discord before then, because I might join a VC and stream. You never know what could happen. Or I might post my video reaction to the surprise songs in the Discord before we react to it on the podcast. So, I would join the Discord. It's fun.
Yeah, that is, I'm going to be in that voice call. That's going to be so exciting. So if you want to join the Discord, you can. Same with the Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. We're going to start posting reels and TikToks, I believe, from this week. We're just a bit like more like sorted this week instead of last week, and it was kind of like a rush, but
I feel like we were a little bit disorganized, like getting the podcast out, but you know what, we did it, and now it'll be easier going forward, so it's okay.
It just kind of happened one day. We were like, okay, it's done, and then we just rushed to get it out everywhere. But it was like, it was still like for that and no like promotion prior, it's done really well, which is so fun to see. But I'm going to quickly put a plug in here. All art on the podcast is done by Olivia. Olivia is so sweet. She's awesome. So every probably piece of art you'll see on the podcast will be done by her. She has a Swiftie. So go check her Instagram out.
She's
There's so many
amazing.
amazing like pieces of art there, as well as her Etsy. She has like stickers, prints, and like paintings of like all Taylor Swift things, and she's so awesome. So please go check her out. Kind of getting onto like promoting and stuff. I don't know about you, but I don't know what it was. Like kind of promoting this episode last week. I don't really use my socials to promote stuff too often, and it's weird because like, so I work in the creative field, and I feel like in the creative industry you have to constantly be like promoting or like being so like promoting your own stuff because nobody else is going to do it, so you have to like put yourself out there so much, and I don't really do that, so it felt really strange, and I kind of felt guilty like posting. So I posted like maybe a 40-second like clip thing I edited down, just explaining like about the podcast and what it was, and like my friends were so supportive and stuff. It's just so awesome. But like, I don't know what it was. It's just like so strange about posting it and just promoting it.
I think that you don't need to feel guilty, because like this is something you're doing and you want your friends to know about it and like promote it. I mean, using like the followers that you have because of other stuff that you do. Otherwise will never grow or whatever. So I don't think there's like any reason to feel guilty. And that's why we have the podcast Twitter and stuff, so that like in the future we don't post about it on our like personal Twitter accounts or whatever. We just post about it there, and we can retweet it, and like it's less. So I think it'll be fine. You guys should just follow us on the podcast Twitter and stuff, so that we can do that.
And it's not that we're not like proud of it. I think it's just generally that whole thing of like showing up for yourself is so much harder than like doing it for other people.
It is tough.
But that was
and
just...
it's like if one of your friends posted about a podcast they did, you'd be like so supportive and like happy they did it. So you just have to think about it that way. And it's kind of funny because like artists, like you think about like artists are always posting about themselves, but you have to remember like that's why people follow them. And also they're not doing it by themselves. Like they have a social media team behind them. We are just us, you know. I think last week went well, and I'm excited about this week, so we should probably get into it because we've been rambling on for
too
however long about ourselves, which isn't what this is about. We don't talk about ourselves. Screw that.
Wait, you're telling me we're not artists?
I know, right? So, okay, we're filming this on Monday, June 5th, which it's the evening, so a lot of this has happened today.
Yeah.
A lot has happened today, meaning we got the Speak Now vault tracks in a very interesting manner. So I don't know what if you saw like the leak that happened.
Yeah, so I seen like some images, but I didn't know where it originated from until you said or showed me.
Yeah, so like there was this picture going around. It was allegedly from a store in France that was selling the vinyl early. Allegedly. I don't know this for sure because I'm believing tweets, and I have to say it allegedly because Twitter lies sometimes. But that's the only information I could find about it, so I'm sorry if it is fake. Do your own research. Don't believe us. We just, I don't know.
Just take information and regurgitate it back to you guys.
No, we add valuable insight, Jack.
Sorry.
So yeah, essentially that's happened. And so like this morning I woke up and there's this tweet going around with this like really shit quality picture.
Yes, that's what I've seen.
The back of the Speak Now cover. And I couldn't read anything on it, and I didn't even try because I was like, I don't want to be spoiled. Like, I want to do the vault puzzle when it comes out, so I just like moved on with my day. And then I get a tweet notification from Taylor, and it's like, I'm so excited about showing you the vault tracks, and I'm like, so she punished us essentially for leaking it when, I mean, we didn't leak it. Just to be clear, we weren't the leakers.
Yeah, it was actually
fuck off. Allegedly, again, I saw this on Twitter, so it's allegedly. The person who leaked it is being sued like $10 million or something.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So don't fuck with Taylor, honestly.
True.
And honestly, fuck the person who leaked it, because regardless of anything, I feel like they ruined our fun. And I wonder what Taylor's real plan was for releasing the vault puzzle, because I know this wasn't her real plan. Like, genuinely. I don't know what you think.
It's just so annoying. This is what makes releases so fun. Like, we know... The thing with, like, re-releases is we're not, like... We know what the music sounds like, so it's not like... Obviously, we're excited to get a new version of it. But the whole excitement of these is, like, these whole... Like, her releasing the fault tracks and, like, us... like discovering what they're called and like even just like in general, but I feel like that's just taking the fun out of the album. Not that fun out of the album, because the album's still gonna be good,
we're still gonna get the vault tracks and everything. We just didn't get the fun of like the puzzle that we've gotten with Red and Fearless, and that was so much fun. I mean, I act like I ever do them. I just usually like she posts them and then I read the Twitter comments and be like, I wonder if someone has solved this yet, because I don't want to do it myself.
You never know. This could have been your time.
I don't know. I have this theory that she was going to put the vault track thing on the screen this weekend. She's at the Eras Tour this weekend because of the 13 in Nashville and Michigan. In the forecast, they were both 13, and the other ones were like random numbers. And Nashville, something happened, so that means like Michigan, something should happen, and I'm gonna be there. So, oh my god, but I'm not gonna be there on the 9th. So Taylor, like, if you're listening to this, like, make sure you wait until the 10th to do anything.
I'm sure she's listening.
I'm traveling there on the 9th, so I won't. Yeah, she's definitely listening.
Yeah.
But I think if nothing happens this weekend, then it's pretty much confirmed that that's what she was going to do, and we fucked up her plans.
It's so hard to shut down leakers in the music industry.
Oh yeah,
like it happens,
so
especially
hard.
with like social media being like what it is. Like it just makes everything so much harder as well. But like this should be made example. Like people that do it should be like made example of. Like it's not a fun thing to do. It's like taking like a painting someone's made and like ripping out their hands before they can like show it off to the world. Like they put all the effort in and you're just taking it and just like pretty much just want the clout for yourself. Like it's just not. Like I get people can be excited,
sucks.
but if you respect the artist, you're not going to do that.
It sucks because then people like, not to go on a tangent about leaks, but people like reply to it and be like, oh my god, please delete this, and it's like, you do know that by like replying please delete this, you're giving it more attention. Just if you see it, like if you want to look at it, but then don't interact with it so it doesn't spread. Like that's just like the only leaks I support are like not even leaks, they're like, you know, like listening to Hits Different and You're Losing Me kind of thing, like when they're physical exclusives before they're on Spotify, which like
that's their own really fault. That's their own fault. It's gonna happen. Yeah, that's
their own fault. Yeah. Should we talk about the vault songs and like the names of them and what our thoughts are? Okay, so the first one is Electric Touch featuring Fall Out Boy. Thoughts?
I'm not the biggest fan of, not like I don't like their music, I just don't listen. And I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but I don't listen to either Fall Out Boy or Paramore.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah, I know. I've never had that phase. Like I had the Green Day, and then I thought but it
everyone
wasn't
had
a
a Paramore phase.
No, I just like never did. Like mine was like maybe a bit of Green Day for like half a year, and then that was it. Like I'm sad I never got it because I feel like it's such good character building, but I just but I have listened to like some of Fall Out Boy's music, and not a weird collab because obviously it was like there's they've been together in the past and stuff, but it's just weird. Like
I think because we think of Speak Now as like a country album, and we think of songs like Sparks Fly, and we think of songs like, you know, Last Kiss and Dear John. Like those are the songs that we think about when we think of Mine, when we think about Speak Now. We don't think about like Better Than Revenge or Haunted, but those songs are also on Speak Now. So I feel like this song, just like because it's featuring Fall Out Boy, I'm like making assumptions obviously, is going to be like more leaning towards like that Better Than Revenge and Haunted kind of vibe. That I think that's why you feel like it doesn't fit, because that's not the vibe we get from Speak Now, but we do forget that like those songs did exist on those albums too.
Although like Better Than Revenge and Haunted are like, Don't Come For Me Swifties are some of the best songs on this album. So it'll be good. I'm interested. Like I'm interested. I just don't know what it'll be like. I'm like here for anything. Like just here to hear new music and hear like what she's got to say and what anybody else who is on the track has got to say. So I'll be there listening to it. What about you? You a big Fall Out Boy fan?
I'm not a big Fall Out Boy fan, but I don't dislike their music. I'm excited. Like I said, I think I'm excited because it gives like, it's going to give like Better Than Revenge or Haunted vibes, and like I love those songs, so it should be good. I mean, I love Speak Now, so I'm excited for everything. I'm not going to say like I dislike this song before I've even heard it. I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah, I mean you can claim songs, but then there's like the people that are like, yeah, I don't like this song, but you've not heard it, so.
Okay, and then the next track is When Emma Falls in Love, which I think is going to be fun. I wonder what it's about. People are saying it's about Emma Stone. I'm like, people are saying it's about Emma Stone. I read, potentially. Okay. But who knows who it's about? I mean, we don't know. We're just making assumptions. It could be about anybody.
Just this random person called Emma.
It could be like a name that she made up for herself or something. I don't know. Like, or like, you know, I'm just like.
I feel like this is going to be a slow one.
But. Oh yeah. I think
just
it's
with the
name,
it's going to be like a love song. Like, not like a Maybe not a
Mm-hmm.
full-on love song
For
due to
sure.
like Speak Now vibes, but it's gonna fit along with the album, I feel.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be fun. I think I'm curious to see who Emma is and like what the tea is. Like what tea are you telling us, Taylor? Because there I feel like there's tea in this song that was the reason that it wasn't on the original Speak Now. And so
Ooh, yeah.
there might be tea that we'll get from this that's like, whatever, 10 like over 10 years old now.
Maybe it's not John that
Like
needs to worry.
it
Maybe it's
doesn't matter
Emma.
anymore.
Maybe Emma's the true villain of this story.
No.
John's just
I mean,
sweating like,
who
oh my
knows?
gosh, it's not about me.
I mean, who knows? I mean, we're joking, by the way. We don't blame women for men's actions.
Yeah, we do not.
The next one is I Can See You, which I also have no thoughts because, I mean, I saw a joke on Twitter, which I can't give credit because I'm not going to be able to find this tweet again. It's like the kind of thing where you like giggle and then you move on with your life. It was like, it said, I See You Taylor's version. And I was like, oh, that's funny. And then I was like, kept scrolling,
Okay.
as you do. So,
Nice tweet, bye.
but nice tweet, bye. Anyway, do you have thoughts on this song?
Like, I feel like titles like this are so hard. Like, it doesn't give us any, like...
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, if there is another song about John on here. Like, and looking at these
there
earlier on as
probably
well,
is.
like, is it Foolish one? Is it, like, Castles
Probably.
Crumbling? Like, is it a
I
meaning?
think it's probably, like, to move on to Foolish Ones. I think it's probably Foolish Ones. I mean, who knows what these songs are about? Like, maybe going through the track list is really stupid, but, like, we're Swifties. We can analyze anything,
I do know what 22 is
Um,
about. Timeless.
Oh.
This is about the Music Shack with Ray and Jack. About
Oh,
how this podcast is so timeless and will stand the test of time.
Let's talk about how Taylor, like, did Timeless. Like, I think it's, like, amazing how in the vault, like, in the last, like, 2 years, we've gotten All Too Well 10, we've gotten Karma, which I am a Karma album truther. We can talk about that another day, but,
Yeah.
like, I could, like, when there's a slow week, I can go on a rant about
Yeah,
my,
let's have a Karma
like,
week.
Karma album theories. I think that Taylor's gonna release Karma the album after all the re-recordings because I think that'll be fun.
That'd be good.
Anyway, like that's like me being delusional. Okay, like let's be real. And then she did Timeless, which is like I didn't think Timeless was a real song. Like Timeless Truthers won.
That is true. And they're all like, very excited, that's all I've seen on the timeline all day.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, obviously, like we knew about them because of copyright stuff. So like they obviously were real songs,
Yeah.
but like I just never thought it would see the light of day.
It is fun. It's just sad that it happened this way. But, I mean, still gets us really excited. Taylor's going to be, like, Taylor might not be happy this weekend, so you might, you never know.
Yeah,
you might
I
get,
might,
like,
I
Thug
might, I
Story.
might get
You
the
Thug
wrath of
Story
Taylor
secret
this
song.
weekend.
Oh gosh, she just comes out on the stage for 3 hours and shouts at you.
I
That
don't
would be
know.
fun.
I'm scared. You're making me scared now,
Sorry,
Jack.
sorry.
But no, it'll be fun. I'm excited. That's the vault tracks. I don't know. Oh, we didn't talk about the Hayley Williams clap. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Castles Crumbling featuring Hayley Williams. I'm sorry. I keep looking over there because my other monitor's over there and I have the track list up there. So I should probably move it to this monitor so it looks like I'm looking at the camera. Anyway, if you're an audio listener, you didn't understand any of that, but whatever. Castles Crumbling featuring Hayley Williams. I definitely am a big Paramore fan. I mean, not really anymore, but I used to be. And I love Hayley Williams. So I am so excited. I think it's going to be like similar to Fall Out Boy. Like these songs are not going to give our like what we think about when we think about Speak Now. So I'm excited. I think it'll be fun.
Like the duality of the album now is going to be so interesting when you go from like the original album to like the vault tracks as well. So it'll be, and I mean the art and stuff, everything looks so good for it. Speak Now is such a beautiful album, and I'm honestly just I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I am
each day goes on.
so excited.
I guess this kind of shuts down the whole thing that was happening on Twitter earlier on this week. Was about how one of the fans was meeting, I think it was Hayley, and and
Oh yeah.
they gave him
I
like a
remember
Speak
that.
Now bracelet, and then after that kind of came out, there was a whole bunch of theories about things we'll not get into, but
Yeah,
like it was just kind of like people
I
were
remember
split,
that.
and people were like, oh, is Hayley on the vault tracks or is it something else? But I think the whole
Mm-hmm.
reference to what Hayley was saying, I think, is maybe now in reference
It
to the
was
vault
it
tracks.
was the vault tracks for sure.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But yeah, Speak Now's out July 7th, and
Yeah.
we will go through all of the vault songs. Join our Discord server because we'll have a channel where we can talk about the album when it comes out, and we can freak out about it with all of you guys. So join our Discord server for that, for like raw reactions, and then we'll be talking through each song when it comes out. The Discord server link is in the description of the podcast and the YouTube video, so if you need that, it's there. If it doesn't work for some reason, I had a few people message me saying it doesn't work, so we tried to remedy all those issues, but if it doesn't work and you want to join, you can DM us on Twitter, or you can tweet at us, or you can DM me or Jack on our personal accounts on Twitter. That's also fine. Definitely, we are available. So another thing happened today, which is really funny because we were going to record this tomorrow. So like, thank God we didn't, because like so much shit happened today to talk about. Like, we were already talking for so long, and we've only talked about stuff that happened today. So Maddie and Taylor broke up, and that is confirmed by multiple sources, and definitely confirmed by Tree because it was confirmed on People. So like, confirmed by Tree.
Tree's been working hard.
And Tree essentially said it was just a fling, which is what I said. I didn't say it on the podcast, but it is what I said to all my friends who asked me about it. I was like, it's just a fling. Like, Taylor, like, for those of you who are newer fans of Taylor, probably don't know because, like, she's been in a relationship for 6 years. So if you weren't, like, a fan of her before then, you didn't see any of this. But, like, she can't be single for a fucking second. Like, a rebound is how she deals with her problems. Yeah. So we're so used to being in the trenches, and you know, welcome to our lives if you're a newer Swiftie and you haven't been through this, but this is how single Taylor is. And I knew it was just a fling, so I'm happy that I was right.
Yeah, you were right. You called it right from the start, so.
I did. I was so iconic for that. And you know what? Like, we've all had rebounds with problematic men. Like, let's be real. Am I right? I need to shut up. I'm so happy. Like, the internet loves to be reactionary, and they love to have their stupid takes online. And I'm like, yes, Maddie is problematic. Yes, I did not like him. Did I think for a second that this was a long-term relationship? No. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on that. I don't know what you think about their breakup.
So the statement was, Taylor and Matty broke up. They're both extremely busy and realise they're not really compatible with each other. A source tells ET, adding Taylor's friends want what's best for her and aren't shocked that their relationship fizzled out since she recently got out of a long-term relationship. So yeah, it's literally just like, literally, it was just what it was. Like,
it was really bad.
I've been like, I've been like so vocal about it from the start. I don't listen to the 1975. I don't have a problem with the music. From songs I've heard, I do like them. I just think like it was just a very like jumping from a very like closed door relationship. Like, you didn't see a lot of it, to go to something so out in the public and stuff was just something that like just needed to happen maybe, and just now that things have kind of fizzled out and we'll see what happens next. But I can't confirm that I did not just like celebrate when you said that they broke up, and you will definitely not see that in the video.
The first thing I did was message Jack, because I was like, we need to, this is insane, because we've been talking about this since like it started, and it's crazy. I don't think there's much to say other than yay. I hope Taylor finds a good man. I hope Taylor actually is single for a bit, because single Taylor is the Taylor we love, not gonna lie. Like, her hanging out with her friends, like, oh my god, I love that Taylor. I have a tweet from Taylor to change subjects. Okay. She announced international dates this week as well. The first international leg of the tour starting in Latin America, which is so fun because Neither of us are from Latin America, but like so fun for y'all because Taylor's never been there. So like that's quite exciting. If I like Taylor had never been to my country, like oh my god, I'd have a mental breakdown if for the first time she's come here. And like I feel bad for them because she was meant to obviously go there during Loverfest. And Taylor is so much bigger now. So like the fans who went during Loverfest or wanted to go during Loverfest, might not get a chance to get tickets anymore. But Brazil is doing a Loverfest only pre-sale, so those people will get first access to the tickets, which is so good. Like I think that's like I think that Ticketmaster situation is really shitty, and I think that there are solutions to it that we could discuss. We can touch on it briefly here. I think like personally, like the Loverfest only as the first pre-sale is like the best way to do it. Yes, not everyone had tickets to Loverfest. I did not have tickets to Loverfest because she wasn't coming to Canada, and at the time I couldn't afford to travel outside of the country. And that's just where I was at in my life at that time. And so I didn't have tickets, but otherwise I would have had tickets. But I think the fans who did have those tickets should be the first people to get access to it. And I think how they did it in the US with the boosts and then it didn't actually work, they should have just had a separate pre-sale for them. Like everything would have been so much better if we just had a separate pre-sale for those people. And like, yes, not everyone had tickets to Loverfest, but it would have been better, I think.
There was such a hassle getting Loverfest tickets as well, so like why not just, I feel like putting them through another hassle. I mean, it would still be a hassle if they were to like have the Loverfest pre-sale as well, but like give them a wee bit more of a chance, like for people that actually wanted to go see it.
Loverfest was not nearly as bad as this, and I mean, like obviously Rep was like the best because of like Taylor Swift tickets, and like I had such an easy time getting my Rep tour tickets, which was great. So Mexico are doing tickets are for Mexican residents first, which is I also think amazing because Mexico's so close to the US, and you all know like American people are just gonna like come because they can, and they think, oh my god, it's gonna be so much cheaper. But like this is Taylor's first time like touring in these areas. Like those people who cannot come to America for tours should get the first priority. And that is, people were spreading some misinformation online about this, but that is Mexican law. So anytime they have a concert, ticket priority goes to Mexican residents. It's not something Taylor's team did. It is Mexican law.
Although it's a good thing.
Which is great.
Yeah, like it should. I feel like it should be everywhere. Because you're going to, like, instantly as soon as these dates were announced, it was like, there was so many Americans being like, oh, like, I'm going to get tickets and stuff. And it's not fair. Just let, like, I don't know. It should be everywhere. I feel like it should just be a consistent
It should be a thing where, like, I'm saying that, like, I'm not going to the U.S. for Taylor. But I think, personally, I would not be going to Detroit for Taylor if she had announced dates in Canada during the U.S. Because precedent. Oh my god, I can't talk. Precedent for Taylor is like Canadian dates are always announced with U.S. dates. It's always a North American tour, and it's U.S. and Canada. That's just how it's always been for Taylor. And there was no Canada dates, and she called it a U.S. tour, and she said international dates are to come. But on Ticketmaster's site, for the pre-sale sign-up for Ticketmaster and SeatGeek, you could only sign up for the pre-sale if you had an American phone number or a Canadian phone number. So Canadians could sign up for the Ticketmaster pre-sale, which was like, told me like, she's probably not coming here if she's letting people do that kind of thing. Sad. She's not going to come here because it actually makes no sense for Taylor to come here, like, unless she like merged it with her Latin America tour or does a second US leg where she adds Canada. And so for me it's like, yes, I can maybe go to the UK, but I don't know when she's going to the UK and if that timing would work for me. So I'd rather go now. And I had an opportunity. I didn't get tickets. I went through hell as well, and I got lucky and got tickets. And if I didn't get tickets, I wouldn't be going. And so I think that that's just the way that it is. And I got lucky, and don't hate on me for it.
No, you deserve it. You went for the trenches.
Honestly, like the rest, everyone did, not just me. So
I seen, was it Mexico that as soon as the dates were announced, there was people already camping outside the stadium? Was that in Mexico?
That was in Brazil.
Was it Brazil?
But that wasn't camping outside for. So in Brazil, it's quite normal that they have tickets sold at box office as well as online.
Oh, okay.
So the people camping weren't camping for the concert; they were camping to buy tickets.
That would be dedication.
Yeah, but according to someone on Twitter who is from Brazil, so I'm just like, I don't have that tweet, so we can't post it, but I read this from someone who is from Brazil, so I trust their opinion, and it's, again, allegedly it's from a tweet, so like, okay, maybe we're wrong. But at concerts at like that stadium of like Taylor's size, people usually start camping around 2 months before the show, so we'll see when people start camping for that. But the people who pictures were going around weren't for the actual show. They were for
box office.
Buying tickets. Yeah, box office. Yeah. Anyway, I'm talking a lot about this because ticket buying is like kind of like something that I know a lot about. But in Argentina, they are doing like no resale allowed. Yes. And if you resell your ticket or transfer your ticket will be automatically like deactivated or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think personally that's not the right solution. And that, again, it's not Taylor's team, it's Argentina. Like, that's how they do it in their country. I don't know if it's a law there, but that's like normal for them, I guess. So it's not Taylor's team doing any of these measures, it's the country.
I think I agree with it initially, like to stop resellers and stuff. But then does come down to that thing where like there has been a lot of people in the US shows where it comes to the day and they can't make it, or they want to like say something happens or anything, they want to like give it to someone else. Then that takes away that, so there will still be empty seats in the stadium. But I guess it's good initially to get rid of like the scalpers buying them. It's
good initially to get rid of scalpers buying them, but I agree with you. I think, if I got COVID today and I couldn't go see Taylor on Saturday, which I don't know why I said that, like, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. But I would sell my ticket because I wouldn't have a choice, and I wouldn't want my ticket to go to, I wouldn't sell it for a profit, I would just sell it for what I bought it for, kind of thing. And then I just think it's so tough because if I couldn't get it into the hands of another Swiftie because of like whatever rules that they have, then that's it. Like, it's over. I don't get to, like, the ticket goes empty. And like, that's one situation, but people don't go to shows they buy 5 months in advance for a lot of reasons. Things happen. Maybe they moved, maybe they got sick, maybe whatever, like, things happen. So I don't think it's the right solution. I think it's in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think, we're going like full into this topic, but I think the right solution is what Ed Sheeran did. Essentially, like what he did in the UK and then what he did in the US as well. What he did in the UK specifically that I know is, and correct me if I'm wrong because I may be wrong about this, but he partnered with Twickets, which is a platform in the UK that you can only sell for face value, right? Is that right?
It's a platform, and I think that is a rule. Yeah. So it's only face value you can sell them for. Yeah.
So it's a platform you only sell for face value. So Ed Sheeran partnered with them and partnered with Ticketmaster, and Ticketmaster, you could only sell on Ticketmaster at face value. So, and any tickets posted on other sites were automatically removed and disabled. So essentially, scalpers, if you had a ticket and you need to get rid of it, you had two different forms, Ticketmaster and Twickets, to get rid of them at face value. And scalpers who tried to sell them for more were like, their tickets were canceled and there was no ticket transfer. So if you wanted to like do an exchange of ticket, you would have to do it through like posting your ticket and then your friends. I think that actually, I don't know about that. Maybe I made that up.
Ticketmaster had that thing where you could transfer, but then I think the problem started with Ticketmaster when they like put reselling onto their actual site as well, because it's not like they capped it. Like they could cap it easily and put it face value, but it's like they allow people to input their own prices.
So Ed Sheeran had like resale tickets capped at face value with Ticketmaster. So it's not like Ticketmaster. That's what I'm saying. They can do it. They've done it for other artists. It's Taylor who hasn't asked for it.
Yeah.
Right? Which would be so good. They just eliminated resale on Ticketmaster altogether, which is fucked up. Honestly, they shouldn't have done that, because StubHub and everything take an insane amount of fees. I mean, Ticketmaster does too, but still, like, if Taylor at least had, like, face value only exchange on Ticketmaster, even if people would post on other sites, like, whatever, like, at least there would be a forum for Swifties to go to get face value tickets, and it would drive the rest of the prices down, regardless of anything. I bet it would. But she didn't do that, and it just sucks. I just hope, like, you know, the more international dates we get, I think there's speculation that Australia dates will be January, February, March. Australia and Asia will be like January, February, March kind of time of 2024. And then summer 2024 will be Europe and the UK. And that'll be like the end of the Eras Tour. Which
wait so long.
Will be so fun. Yeah, but also if you're in the last leg, you get closing night, which is like the best night to go to.
That is actually true, yeah.
So personally, I think closing night's a way better night to go to than opening night. And if I have an opportunity to go to closing night, I will be there.
Oh yeah, if it's like, if it's a possibility, like, we need to go. Like, yeah,
it would be fun. And also, like, Speak Now Taylor's version will be out by then.
Yes.
And so you could get a longer Speak Now set. So lots of things can change. Don't be so sad that you have to wait so long, because you never know what could happen and what people in international dates will get that US dates didn't. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, Sabrina is supporting Taylor. Forgot about that.
So we spoke about this last week, about who we think will be one of them, and we did say Sabrina. We didn't really specify like what leg, but like, so do you think Sabrina will stay on for other legs, or do you think it'll just be for the Latin America?
I think it'll depend on her schedule. I think she could be a second I think probably in Australia they might also only have one opener, Australia and Asia, because like I don't know, but because it's also expensive to get artists out there unless they get local artists, which I think Greta Ray might do it, which would be fun.
Oh yeah.
She's a local artist in Australia, because it's expensive to get like an American or European out there, unless Taylor really thinks it's like worth it to promote them in those areas. So maybe only one opener. Then again, Taylor's rich. She can do whatever she wants. She can pay for those people to get there. I don't know why I'm saying it's expensive. Like, she has no money.
Do you remember that time she gave the fan like what $90 for like, what was it?
For Chipotle.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
It was so funny. Like, yeah, no, that's not how much Chipotle costs, Queen. But if you're gonna give me $90 too, then I'm gonna take it. Like, yes, Queen. I love Sabrina. I think the people online who like to make anybody's success about like somebody else really pisses me off. Like, why were people comparing it to Olivia and saying like Olivia should be opening, or like trying to justify why Olivia's not opening, or like, who cares? Like, this woman deserves everything. Sabrina is an incredible artist, and Olivia is also an incredible artist, and those two things can exist together without them constantly being pitted against each other.
So the whole like story that came from it is obviously when Sabrina was announced. Obviously we all know there's this like feud between like Sabrina and Olivia fans, and like we obviously like it has a long history between it, but as you said, like, can they not just coexist? Like, they're both very talented and like doing things in their own lane. But the whole thing came from, but it was an old tweet saying how Olivia had like 90k people waiting in line to buy tickets for her shows, and then someone quote tweeted it was like, why Olivia doesn't need to support Taylor on this, because she had like this many people like in line for her show. And it doesn't come down to that. Like, are you saying that like Phoebe Bridgers and like Grace Abrams and Sabrina Carpenter aren't big artists either? Like, it doesn't always come down to that.
Like, no, it doesn't come down to that. It comes down to, like, I don't think that I think if Taylor asked Olivia personally, maybe she did. We have no idea who she asked.
Yeah.
Who she asked first. Like, if Olivia was asked for the original, like, US dates, she might have been. Sabrina might have been asked for the original US dates too. Olivia might be an opener in the Europe dates. Like, we don't know any of this stuff. We do know that Olivia's promoting her new album right now. So,
Yeah.
timing wise, it doesn't really make sense for Olivia to go on tour with her.
Because it would make sense
if
for
Olivia
the
were
UK
to,
leg.
yeah, it would
like
make
the
sense for the UK
sides.
leg, because it'll be like she can essentially, like, what artists of Olivia's size can do, and like Olivia's big enough, she doesn't need to do this, but like people size of like Dylan, who I'm seeing tomorrow, I'm so excited. People size of Dylan and Maisie and Gracie. Gracie doesn't even need it, but like visas are expensive, so and travel is expensive, especially to places like Australia and Asia and stuff. So what you do is you piggyback off an artist like Taylor Swift, who can pay for your travel, pay for your visa, and then you do her shows on the weekends, and on the weekdays you do headline shows for your fans who live there, who otherwise would never get a set to see you.
Yeah.
Right? Maisie did that with Ed Sheeran's tour this, like, January, February. She did Australia and Asia, and she was only able to do that because of Ed. Otherwise, an artist her size, like, it's so financially challenging to go that far, even if you have so many fans there. But anyway, that's like a sidetrack. I think it doesn't make sense for Olivia to go on tour with Taylor right now while she's promoting her new album and doing all this other stuff. Like, I don't know if going on tour with Taylor is like part of her promo. I think that it would make more sense for Olivia to go on tour with Taylor to places like Australia and piggyback off her, and then do her new album headline tour alongside that. I think that's something that might happen. It is completely a guess on my part. But
and like when we say piggyback as well, we don't mean it in a bad way. Like it's more just like a like as you explained, like it's just to like save on a bunch of like fees and everything. Like it makes sense.
Visas are expensive. Like, let me be very clear. Visas are so expensive. America is thinking about raising their visa prices for artists on tours, which means that in America, like, if that happens in America, less international artists will go on tour here, and they will need people like Taylor Swift to bring them to these places. Otherwise, like, artists of a smaller size who you may like won't be able to come see you because they can't afford it. And that's just the reality. And it's not like diminishing on them at all to like be an opener. I mean, they're freaking opening for Taylor Swift. Like, it's not like a big deal. But also, just going back to the point, I think we don't know what happens behind the scenes. We don't know who was asked. We don't know the reasons all these things happened. So making assumptions that, like, Taylor Swift picked a side between Olivia and Sabrina, like, do we even think that these two people have a feud with each other? Like, personally, I think that, like, maybe, like, originally they were, like, a little bit, and then they just played it up for, like, the views, and now they probably never talk to each other. Or they do talk to each other, and they laugh about it.
Like, don't get me wrong, it was so horrible what they both went through. But, like, it's not, like, it doesn't always have to come down to that. Like, Taylor's not picking Sabrina and being like, oh, yeah, like, on top of everything, and, like, the whole situation where Olivia, like, paid money to Taylor and like give her writing credits and stuff. Like, the main theory is that it was like Olivia, after going through everything, like decided to give up the money and like give her writing credits, because like an artist, we've obviously, like, Taylor's been really like open like about support with Olivia and like Conan and stuff. Like, if Olivia and if their relationship's like that, like, she's not gonna go and be like, go behind her back and try and like double cross her or be like that. Like, it's just something's happened and she's like, it's just been fixed. Like, there doesn't have to be drama behind it all. And it was like this really long TikTok theory I found earlier, and it's like reading too much into it. Like, we don't know what happens. We don't know. Like, say they aren't talking. What, like, it's none of our business. Like, literally, we don't have a clue. So, like, what do we know? But just stop
like,
pinning them against each other. I don't know.
Honestly, and like, I think it's like really, I think it's really damaging to speculate on stuff like that you don't know about. Like, maybe there's hints of whatever and you want to speculate, but it's still so damaging on those artists. Like, something really big and exciting happened to Sabrina, and it was made to be about somebody else, and that's fucked up. Like, if that happened to one of my favorite artists, I mean, I love Sabrina too, but like, I would just be like upset. I would be upset. If that happened to me, I would be upset. If I got a promotion at work and it was made about somebody else, I would be upset. You know, like, and you have to think about those things from your perspective before you go online and like type whatever you think about online, and it's kind of crazy.
It's just the world we live in. Sometimes I feel like there can't be two people winning at the same time.
We are have been talking about Taylor forever, so we need to talk about somebody else, because our podcast isn't just about Taylor. Let's be very clear. Even though
a lot has happened, to be fair.
Yeah, I know.
It won't always be like
next
this.
Next week there's going to be a special episode, which we will also just talk about Taylor. Let's be honest. I'm sorry, this sucks. But if you join our Discord, you'll get to see all this content early, so that'll be fun for you. But we are going to go through all my photos and videos from the Eras Tour and talk about them, which will be fun. And I'll tell all my stories, and that might not take the whole hour, so we might talk about other stuff too. But that is what we're going to do next week, so make sure to be here for that. But before we go, we have a few things to talk about from other artists. So the first thing that Jack, maybe you can talk about a little bit, but Lizzy McAlpine canceled some of her shows. She canceled and rebooked a bunch of her shows in the UK and Europe. She canceled a festival that she was meant to be headlining, Barn on the Farm. I don't know if you can give more details.
I did have the details, but I closed them. So the statement was, hey guys, as you know, I just finished leg 1 of the end of the movie tour, and it was really hard on my mental and physical well-being. In light of that, and to give myself as much time to recover as possible, we're rescheduling the EU and UK dates for August/September. All existing tickets will remain valid for rescheduled shows, and they'll be adding a couple dates throughout the UK and Antwerp. And then they were unable to reschedule the Dublin show. But I want to be able to give you all the shows you deserve, and to do that I just need to take some time off touring. Thank you for understanding. See you in the fall. So a couple of dates have been rescheduled, some have been cancelled, but I think this is so important. Like, it should be so, like, artists shouldn't feel this bad for doing this. We don't know, we're not artists, so we don't know how much it takes out of them, but it's a lot to go through each day. Yeah,
like, to be away from home and to be living out of a bus, it must not be easy. But I just think that, and this is maybe a hot take, but like, I think her mental health is so important, and I think that labels need to be more understanding of artists' mental health. They need to give them more time off, because touring is not 9 to 5, or it's not 9 to 5 like a normal job, but it's also not from when your sound check starts to when your show ends. It's all the time that you're away from home, and you don't get to be with your friends, and you're in a different time zone, and you are meeting fans on the street, in the queues. It's all the time, like 24/7. And they don't get a lot of time off in between shows, and I think that's not on the artist. I think it's on the label, and I think labels need to, like, see this, because I don't know much about this, but I'm going to mention it because I believe that Lewis Capaldi also announced today that he is not doing any shows until Glastonbury for a similar reason.
So Lewis has cancelled quite a couple of shows this year, but this is like the main leg he's cancelled. I don't know, I think it's a lot of like you're saying, like, it's, I think labels just need to, like, I get, like, something's doing well, or an artist is they're trying to make the artist as, like, as successful as possible, but there is that goes into it, is like,
that's important,
and especially with, like, social media and stuff, it all adds up, and there's so much to do outside of that actual performing. It, like, all adds up.
There's so much, and there's so much artists need to be doing, and I don't know if it's label, or I don't know if it's management. I don't know like, who's responsible at the end of the day for scheduling the tour dates, but I just think, like, it really sucks for the fans. It sucks for the fans who spent their hard-working money on tickets, on hotels, on planes. Yes, you can sell your ticket, but you can't get your money back for your plane. You can't get your money back for your hotel. And you had planned everything, and now all of a sudden you have this trip planned around a concert, and you don't get to go to that concert, and you struggle to get your money back for that concert, and you work a minimum wage job, and this was the one artist you really wanted to see, and it sucks that like there are many people in that situation because of this. And I'm not saying that to like undermine what, you know, Lewis or Lizzy have gone through while touring, but I also think it's really important that like it's to cancel shows like so close. It feels almost irresponsible like to your fans, and I just wish that like those shows were like, I wish that Lewis and Lizzy and everyone who's like gone through this were given like the break that they actually deserved in between their legs, and then none of this would be an issue and it would be fine. But it's not fine, and it's not fine for either side, and I just think it's kind of messed up.
I think, and it's also sad because it's always the artist that needs to be like the front of it, and it's like it's not the artist that schedules these things. So it's like obviously people are buying tickets to see the artist, but then the scheduling of these things doesn't, like, they don't take into consideration the artist, and then the artist has to be the one to like put the bad news on people, which I guess it's like it comes with the platform, like people follow you, not like your like record label or that. But it's so hard for both sides. Like fans have been so understanding in this like this time, but there is obviously times where it's hard. Like you feel so conflicted. Like obviously you want to go to a show, and if you've bought tickets and plane tickets and everything, but then obviously you care about this artist, so you want them to be okay. And like, don't get me wrong, like mental health is so incredibly important. So and like again, like so like such an advocate for it. So like again, if you're struggling at all, like please reach out. There's like Cam, Mind, everything
for sure.
So it's just like
I don't like, I think mental health is so important, and I'm so happy that like these artists are like, we're blaming like, you know, the people who scheduled it, but the people who scheduled it are like giving them, you know, working extra hard to reschedule it as well for those artists' mental health, and not just saying, no, you have to do this, which is also really, really, really great of the industry to do that. So that's so good. To change topic again quickly, Cate Canning's new song Girlfriend came out last Friday. Absolutely love it. If you haven't listened to it or haven't heard of Cate Canning, we recommend.
We actually should have done a reaction to that. We need to get on this stuff. That could have been an exclusive.
We need to be doing reactions in the Discord, but we don't because we suck, and I like to listen to songs at midnight. But if we do a reaction, I can listen to it at 7 p.m. when they come out in Jack's time. Haha. So true. We should do that.
Yeah, they are like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. We should we will do that in the future. I think just getting to like everything is just we'll figure it out.
We won't be doing Speak Now Vault song reactions, I think, just because of like timing with Taylor releases. It's
might
like
do music video
Jack.
reactions.
We might do music video reactions are good, but we will talk about them for sure.
Yeah.
But that'll be fun.
But
Baby Queen's new song is out on the 9th, Dream Girl, which is so exciting. I love the TikTok snippets for that. It's so good.
Baby Queen is just a vibe in general. So they did have there was a post on Baby Queen's Instagram story a couple of days ago that was a sign up like to a newsletter, but you also, if you signed up, you may possibly get invited to, if you're in London, if you live in London, it does close today when we're recording, so the 5th of June, and the secret location will be revealed if you get selected, and that'll be on the 8th of June. So I believe they get to hear Dream Girl first, and they'll probably hear a couple other songs. So I did sign up for it, even though I live in Scotland and it is so responsible, but if I get it I might go. But yeah, so I'm really excited for Dream Girl, and there is an image I'll put on the screen, which was like kind of the newsletter image you got through, which has like just a couple notes and stuff behind it. And there's ones that like I think are like lyrics, and then Notes App Apologies coming soon. I think that's a song, maybe the next single. But there's like lyrics like that's Nothing exciting. About Me Is Cool, and just like stuff like that. But I love the graphics and stuff for this. But that coming out on the 9th, really excited. A big baby.
That's so exciting.
Big Baby
I
fan.
will be. driving to America, but I will be listening to it. I'm gonna put it on the aux the whole time and force my friend who's coming with me to listen to it on
But just the full trip, but just Baby Queen over and over.
Just
again.
the full trip, just Baby Queen. She's gonna be like, we need to listen to Taylor Swift. I'm gonna be like, no.
Top of the charts, and the only person that's listened to Baby Queen is Ray.
And she's gonna come to Canada just because of me, actually.
Wow, that's so
anyway.
iconic of you.
I think that's it for this week's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, join the Discord.
Yes.
Eras Tour content next week.
Exciting.
We will talk about our reaction to Dream Girl next week. We will talk about... Yeah. I don't know what we'll talk about. Maybe there'll be more drama to talk about. We'll talk about that too, potentially. Maybe, I don't know, the Swiftie versus Crazy. I feel like I've lived 10 lives since they...
See, if we recorded yesterday, we would have missed so much.
I know.
So crazy.
Like, we were supposed to record on Sunday, and then something happened, and we had to record on Monday, and it's like, good thing.
Yeah, like it all lined up. Actually, before you go, quick fire. What's your secret songs?
Oh, my secret song. Oh, okay, obviously King of My Heart, and oh my god.
Okay.
Ford Field changed, which is the stadium the show's at. They changed their name to Ford Field, like a Motown beat. So she will sing King of My Heart at Ford Field, but
what day?
If it's on Friday night, you do not know the mental breakdown I will have if I miss King of My Heart by one day. I will King of My Heart is my song. Like, it is my song because, like, I love that song. Like, I've loved that song since it came out. It was my favorite rap song. And then I got together with my boyfriend, and that song is about us. Like, it is about me and my boyfriend because every single lyric in there is so relatable to our relationship. And so when we started dating, I would listen to that song on repeat again in 2020 when we started dating. I would just listen to that song on repeat. And I did that when Reputation came out too because it was my favorite. And so, like, this song means so much to me. And if Taylor doesn't freaking play, and obviously, like, that connection I had with my boyfriend and King of My Heart didn't exist when I heard it live during Rep Tour. So, like, it would be extra special to hear now, especially acoustic. That would be fun. And then I'll have the acoustic version at my wedding too. So, like,
iconic.
Anyway, I'm gonna shut. No, and then King of My Heart is like my first one. I don't know. I'd be happy with, like, if she sings a rep song. Like, Rep and Lover are my albums. So if she sings a Rep or Lover song, I'll be happy. But she's not gonna, because she fucking hates Joe. So it's gonna be like some heartbreaking song, and I'm gonna be like, that's fun. I am in love, so I don't relate to this. I'm kidding. That's a joke, by the way, guys. Don't hate me, because I will cry to anything she sings. I will be happy. I'm not one of those weirdos who's like, oh my god, the surprise song. I didn't like the surprise song, so I hated my show. It was the worst thing ever because I didn't like the surprise song. Like, I don't care. I get to hear, like, freaking August live and Alyssa Fair's Bridge live. Like, whatever. At least I get a whole 3-hour set, even if I didn't like the surprise songs. And regardless, I like all of Taylor's discography, so unless she, like, even if she sings me acoustic, it's gonna be good, because it's fucking acoustic, and Taylor can make anything good.
Plus,
acoustic.
you'll be able to learn how to spell, so it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, don't forget to rate the podcast.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Leave comments and we'll respond, and we'll, like, list them out at the start of next week.
We'll listen. Yay.
All links are in the description below, so Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon. Go check them out. Again, join
it's
the
also
Discord.
Not Apple Music, it's Apple Podcast, by the way, just to be clear.
Yeah. I'm not good at this.
Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, wherever you find your podcast, we're probably on there. And if you can't find us on wherever you find your podcast, then send us a tweet and we'll add it. Potentially.
Yeah, because Ray does that, so Ray can do it. I'll just sit back and relax. But follow on Instagram and TikTok, which is the Music Shack Podcast. Twitter is just the Music Shack. And then obviously,
and join our Discord.
And join the Discord. Discord's on the screen, so do it. And again, talking over everything like mental health and stuff. If you need to reach out to anybody, please, there is a bunch of resources I'll put in the description. And yeah, just thank you so much. Ray, have an amazing time at the Eras Tour. I'll be here crying sad. But if you want to maybe get a reaction to Ray's Eras Tour stuff, join the Discord and you might see it. So, yeah.
Yay.
Thanks
okay.
so much.
Bye.
Bye.